Whoa.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to In the Green Zoom. I'm Paul Danke. Thanks for joining us. We are here with you on a lovely summer evening. I don't know if it technically is summer, but by God, we're calling it. And we are so blessed this week. We got a great friend, a wonderful comedian in the Green Zoom this week. You know her from her podcast, Query. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Cameron Esposito.
Yay!
Yay! Hi. Hi, Cal.
Hi.
Good to see
Cameron,
you.
Tell me.
we have people that watch along with the show live every week, and they absolutely were clapping for you right now. I don't know if you literally can't hear it, but they're very good about it. They all know to put their hands up and show it to each other. It's a beautiful.
That is so sweet. And thanks, Greg. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I also wish you could see what my dog is doing right now, because she's having an experience over in this area where she's playing with herself. Like she's doing zoomies at full speed. And also I'm a little worried about it because something that's true about my dog is that she's allergic to bees and she likes to eat them.
No.
She's 8 months old. I've taken her to the emergency room for a bee getting into her mouth and her eating it and stinging her at the same time 3 times.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's too many.
Too many.
What kind of pup is she?
She's a rescue dog from the desert. So like I don't know.
Bichon?
She's cute.
Come on,
She's
Greg.
got ears coming out. That go here. Come here.
Yeah, let's see.
Yes, I want
She's
to.
not going to be
I want to
regular.
meet your dog.
She'll come back in a second.
Oh,
But,
so she's
Yes,
just a little pup.
just for everybody listening at home, not to anyone in particular, but rescuing a dog is really it's heart affirming, and it's a beautiful experience. Just think about
To
rescuing an
rescue
animal.
a dog. So you mean like hang out at like a fast moving river and just wait for a dog and then you jump in there and save it.
I gotta say,
Right.
I know that in LA, there are a lot of dog rescues that are just beautiful Instagram accounts. Like it's not really anything besides that. But I made a mistake and I actually followed it to the in the spirit, not just like she was living in a piece of Tupperware in the middle of the desert, which means that which is like, oh, I'm such a good person, but actually it also means, oh, she has so many physical problems because she was
Yes.
not meant to survive and everything is wrong. But she's very beautiful. She just is. She's a special person. She needs a lot of help to survive.
Well, if bees just weren't so goddamn delicious.
But doesn't that also
Yeah.
feel relatable?
Yeah.
Yes.
It hurts you. It almost kills you. You need to go to the hospital to recover for it. You're gonna do it again.
It's the smoking
Gonna
for
do it.
dogs.
2 more times within the next 6 months.
I'm gonna send your dog. When's your dog's birthday?
Like June?
Sometime in June. I'm gonna send your dog a bunch of bees.
Oh my
Today is
lighting
actually my
is-
dog's birthday.
Oh my God. Did you get a cake full of bees?
No, I gave her some treats. We played. Yeah, she turned 9.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was a huge moment for us. That's an old ass dog. 9 years old,
What's 9
Bulldog?
times 7? Is it 7 years per
63.
human year?
63. So
I think
she's
it's-
she's doing her best work.
I didn't even try.
She's gonna.
I bowed out. I just said someone else will. I'm like,
I was surprised at how quick James was, like 63.
You know.
Back to my beer.
Won the math award in high school. No big deal. Keep going.
But Greg, I think you brought up a good point. I think rescuing a dog for real
Thank you.
rescue, like getting your hands on a dog in trouble and rescuing that's the bond for life.
Yeah.
I want that.
If you rescue a dog, like for real rescue, it doesn't matter if that dog has an owner. That dog is now your dog.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. This brings up our first topic. I'm so glad it dovetailed right into it. What is the best way to rescue a dog to make it forge a lifelong relationship with you? Greg, it seems like this question is just
Easy.
you brought it up. Greg, what's the best way to rescue a dog to build
You,
a lifelong relationship?
you helicopter in with like ropes through the glass ceiling of the French bulldog Lady Gaga kidnapped her's lair, and you brutally murder them with your American weapons, and then you take the dog out the same way you went in, and now that's your dog.
Wow.
That sounds like you're really going to have a great relationship with that
major
French
rescue.
bulldog.
Yeah, that's a real Mission Impossible.
Oh no!
Yeah, it is.
Oh no!
Buckle up. Hold on. James,
Oh,
it's
no.
so early for
So
that.
sorry.
Wow.
The
The
sun's out.
sun's still out.
It hurts my eyes.
Many of the smelling salts, if you throw another one of those at me. Cameron, what do you think is the best situation to truly rescue a dog from if you want to build a lifelong relationship with it?
You got to tell the dog that it doesn't need to do stand-up comedy anymore. Like, it got into it for the right reasons when it was younger, but like, sweetheart, like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone's gonna love you. Not every audience can be won, because not everybody's in the audience. And so just like, what piece can you find? And your level of success, whatever that was incredible and beyond. Like, you won. Like, the percentages, it's nobody. This is me to the dog. Nobody succeeds at this.
It was like, it's starting to feel personal, Cameron. I'm getting hot all of a sudden.
I just say, listen, what else do you like to do? Do you like to go to bed early? Just do that, man.
You're so good at cooking,
Baby, get in there. And
Are you good at surgery?
do this.
you can become a surgeon. Oh my God. I think Tom Hanks owes us a movie. Like they need to do a sequel to Punchline, where he is now a much older comedian, and he's strictly podcasting now. Things didn't go well. Maybe he's now going back to med school.
Well, and it can be a cross tie-in with Turner and Hooch. Hooch is back from the dead, and he talks him out of stand-up.
That's a good idea. Another good idea that I just had is, so if you're going to think of related titles, like, it's like you either have to go through what's the rest of Tom Hanks, like the Tom Hanks canon, or you have to be like Punchline, what's like that. And it's like, well, I think of the word skyline, so I think of skyline chili, which is chili that you eat on top of spaghetti in Ohio. And so that, to me, it's like, there's the setting right there. He owns a skyline chili, spaghetti.
Is that what skyline chili is? It's on spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's what it means?
Well, I mean, it's like it's a fast food restaurant that has a very thin chili that they put on spaghetti, but they don't call it meat sauce. It's just,
Yeah.
I've seen skyline chili. I've never actually experienced it.
Did you catch its
sounds-
outline
I caught its outline
distance,
and
you
when
thought,
the sun was setting,
uh-huh.
and I was like, this is a little soupy.
Yeah.
I'm not dying to put chili on my spaghetti noodles. I don't know. That seems like a tough sell.
I'll
You have
put
to
chili
grow
on
up with that one.
anything.
Actually, with
cream.
James on this one. I'm
Yeah.
with James.
I'm developing my taste for chili, but I had a father who would make chili too often. And because when you come home from work and you get hit with the chili, and you're like, I'm going to be eating chili for 4 days.
Oh yeah, I love the dad that has one kitchen move. And
Yeah.
like, this is what I make.
This is how I've been surviving in the pandemic. Seriously, my girlfriend won't eat chili anymore because I just keep making giant pots of chili. She also won't agree that what I'm making is chili.
Well, what kind of chili is it skyline chili?
It's just got the wrong beans. She's like, apparently her family has some strict rules, but it's been the pandemic, man. You just use whatever's around.
You gotta loosen up those chili rules.
Say, this is chili.
Yeah, what are the chili? What are the chili rules?
Every family has their own. It's like a crest.
My family doesn't. I don't think my family's ever made chili once. I make chili. I make a 3-alarm chili, but the fam, we're not a chili family.
What did they make?
What kind of chili was it? Mine. Your family didn't. You make chili.
My family made Greek salad as a chili.
And
what other kind of chilies? They made roasted chicken as chili. There's a fly.
That's not chili, Greg. That's not chili.
Yeah.
I know, but you asked what kind of chili was.
I know.
I'm
sorry,
going
Greg.
with your bit.
Let's go back to the first bit. James, what's
Oh.
the best situation for rescuing a dog?
You see like a
Yeah.
hell yeah. You see like a pit bull at like a Guided by Voices show, and you buy it a shot, and then you're friends for life. I don't really understand the question. I don't think.
I think
I'm just
you
trying to
really
make friends
understood
with the dog.
That's the idea. I think for me, the best way to rescue a dog would be to rescue it straight from the hands of their bad previous owner. Make eye contact with the old bad owner and say, bad, take the dog. And then the dog's like, okay, that was right. That needed to happen a long time ago. And then then put them in charge. Show them the chore wheel.
You want a dog that has suffered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I want to save. I want to take a dog away from suffering and then empower them to their own success. Chore wheels, allowance, give them some independence. Probably give them their own iPhone.
I love that. Except for the iPhone part. Get an Android phone.
Think how much dogs would love swiping or scrolling. They just they get in the feed and they're rifling through content.
They're built to scroll.
We're born to scroll. Honestly, I think that would be a good app for the iPad for a dog, is a hole to dig in. And I think that you would get a lot of dogs that would go absolutely bonkers for it.
We'll get there. Whenever I'm dog sitting and like I have to, and like it's a dog I don't know, like I will like just put on YouTube videos for the dog to so they have their own channels, like literally for them, like videos for dogs to keep them relaxed and shit. They need their own video.
What
games.
about like a protective screen that can go over a phone or an iPad meant to be pawed by a dog that would still work? You could scroll and paw. Is this an item we could work on?
I think this is a great idea. You obviously you build in some. They got to pay to play. Let's be real. You're gonna let them dig for free for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then after that, it's subscription based, baby. We're selling tickets, okay?
Right. There's like a different background you run in. Like, oh, now you're in Paris with.
Of course.
Juliana
Barris.
Margulies. I don't know.
The dog?
I don't know
she
why
shows up in the video.
Well, you know more about dog videos than me, so I guess she's a hit on these dog
video
channels.
game.
I don't know why this is making me think of this, but have the people that are on this Zoom, have people on this Zoom done a show in not a comedy club in a Las Vegas casino, but has anybody here done a show in a theater in a Las Vegas casino specifically?
Not Las Vegas, in a Michigan casino. I did it in a theater.
That I think will also work. Yes. Because so it's not like I've done a zillion, and there are comedy clubs, right? The comedy club, that kind of just feels like a club. Like you forget that you walked through a bunch of cigarette smoke. It just kind of feels like a club. But the theaters, Greg, you'll tell me if you had this experience. What I didn't know before playing a couple different theaters is that, if you're losing at a casino, they give you tickets to the shows, the big shows. Like, it's like they're not going to necessarily, like, it's like you mix right in at the club because everybody's like sad at a comedy club anyway. But they give you the tickets to the big shows. That's how they keep you in the theater. But the big shows like Cirque du Soleil or whatever, those actually sell out. So like the best tickets for them to give away are like, it's in a big theater and it's a stand-up comic, because no comic ever sells out in Vegas. Like even, Seinfeld like doesn't sell out in Vegas or whatever. So anyway, just want to say that is the ultimate nightmare crowd, are people on the saddest day of their lives. People who have just lost tens of thousands, have lost their entire retirement. They can't even eat or drink.
Well, my son's not going to college. Let's go laugh.
How is this? How was this? How are you? If it's me,
No.
Then just like this queer walks out and I'm like, let me tell you some really long and wordy stories about my life. They're about injustice. There are ways I've been treated badly. I'm going to describe ways I've been treated badly, but it'll be in a pithy, funny way.
Let me tell you a story
I'm
about
sorry your
loss.
car is going to get repossessed, but will you listen to me real quick?
It's biggest nightmares of my career. Those experiences.
The LA version for me of that was performing at the Big Fish, which was a really terrible dive bar in Glendale. And it was performing after the Lakers lost out of the playoffs. And the place was filled with people in Lakers jerseys. And when people are that sad, you can't try to heal them. They need space before they can laugh. It's unfair to us to put us in that spot.
I know. I scheduled a 2016 live election results show where as the election results were read, the audience met their doom.
Yeah, that was one of the few days in my history in Los Angeles where I was booked on 2 shows in a night. I went from like one sad crowd to like a whole different sad group.
Getting those reps, getting the reps.
They needed me.
You have to. Every election night since, George Bush was elected, I've done a comedy show. There's always shows booked on election nights because the action is so juiced. But man, no one could anticipate how sad and weird the tone would become.
We were all set up to fail. Everyone was like, not a chance.
It was how is this happening? Is this real? No.
That actually wasn't my worst election show, because my worst election show was, I was like, I was living in Chicago, which is where I first met James Fritz, and the Lakeshore Theater had opened, but it wasn't being run by the hotshot that then started bringing in LA comics. It was like I don't know who was working there. Anyway, they were doing an election night show that I was so excited to get booked on, and then Barack Obama won the presidency, and he was in Grant Park with every person in Chicago except for me, because I rode my bike and went to this show. I think there were 2 people in the audience, and then they canceled it.
Cam, I was at Beat Kitchen that night.
What the fuck are we doing? Why did we do those shows? The wrong call.
I remember I was me and Cornell Reed used to host a show at the 3 Clubs, and that's where we were when the election results started coming in, and we looked at each other at like halfway through the show, and we're like, oh, are we assholes for doing a comedy show right now? This feels like asshole behavior. We should wrap this up right now and go. We shouldn't be doing this. And of course, we still did our sets because we're deeply damaged.
We're artists, and the show must go on, even if it ruins lives.
I agree.
Over there, but just don't worry. I'll be back. I'll be back to right here, but I have to go.
Oh, bye.
But I'll be back, and I'll come right here. But I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Bring your dog back. All right.
Yeah, save him for the bees. Is he in the bees?
I think it's tough. You got to talk to these dogs about the dangers of losing bees and honey production worldwide. Put them hit to that.
Yeah, you got to tell them about the birds and the bees. That's 2.
Dogs,
that's a big
dogs figure that out. To just break on a new pup, you just adopted them. You don't want to be bothering the dog with birds and the bees talk. They've been neutered. That's what happens.
The birds and the bees talk for dogs is like, look, these are just 2 things that will make you insane for some reason. I don't know why.
So the rest of the animal and insect world enjoys this concept, but it's not for you anymore.
It's like, so they what now? I'm at all it's a lot of chasing. You're like, yes, and you never catch them.
You'll never.
It's not good.
And if you were smarter, you would recognize this as a metaphor of existence, but you're happily blissfully unaware.
This is Ruby.
Wow.
Fuck. Okay, I get it.
Hi, great. Ruby. What a cutie.
She's so
trying to kill herself. So
yeah.
What is it? It's a bear.
It's a tiny bear.
A little bear.
Oh, what a cutie.
Kind of looks like a baby bear. Yeah.
Hello, bear.
She's 6 months?
She's like 8 months?
Or 8 months?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So she's
still
wow.
kind of-
Was Ruby her birthstone? Where did Ruby come from?
Thank you, Paul. That's such a great question. She didn't have a name, but I saw her and then I knew in my heart that her name was Ruby. And then I spoke it aloud. I said, Ruby. And then that was her name.
Oh,
As a
And then
Kenny
it's
as a Kenny Rogers fan, I love it.
Yeah.
Ruby's a great name.
Yeah.
oh, I love getting a new dog. So fun that you can't. What I've found, my experience, maybe people haven't had this, is like you can't keep the old dog collars and shit, and you know that feels wrong. It feels like you gotta give them their own little personality, and it's like, oh, who are you? And then it's like, I guess I'm kind of projecting a lot onto you. My dog was so ugly when we got her. She had lost all of her fur because she had mange. So she was just like this gross pink dog with wiry fur. She looked real gross for a year, I think, before her fur grew. But she's so cute now. Thank God.
Dogs are
Otherwise, I
basically
would've got rid of her.
prisoners in like
100%.
yeah, they're prisoners, and maybe they're prisoners in a good prison that's got a low recidivancy rate because they're really healing the prisoners in some country like Sweden or something, but they're still prisoners.
Well, what do we do with them?
You're keeping them in prison.
Well, I know. I don't want to do that. We set them all free, like 12
set
monkeys.
them free. Take them to Yellowstone and just let them go.
That's a horrible idea.
Yeah, you're supposed to put the wolves back, not schnauzers.
Not feed the wolves with dogs.
It's weird because we've made dogs what they are. Dogs as they are didn't exist until we started fucking with these wolves, and now like there isn't free dogs. Those are like wild. There are wild dogs, but not ours.
You don't think my 8-pound dog is gonna do well against the bears in my neighborhood?
It still feels worse to me than what we did to cats, though, because dogs seem to enjoy being dogs. Cats feel like they know that they used to run shit, and now they're like tiny and can't kill you anymore, but they want to still kill you.
They can't figure out why they can't either. They're sure that they should be.
All those instincts are still there. It's just their hands are this big now, and there's no claws.
Look at how nuts she looks. She's just gonna go in her crate real quick, and then I'll be right back. She seems to take a little nap.
Thank you for bringing Ruby out. I love seeing people's pets. I never realized what a joy I would get from seeing people's pets on Zoom. Greg,
I'm surprised I haven't gotten a dog yet. Yeah, you got snake guy energy.
A snake? I have snake guy energy.
In that lighting and the hat, it kind of looks like you should have a snake.
I think you could pull off a snake.
Yes, that's a nicer. I didn't mean anything
snake.
Bad by it.
I'm good on a snake.
Jake the Snake's cool.
Jake the Snake is cool. I would get
Slash in that one video.
It'd be cool to have like a hawk or an owl.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of,
I don't think
Cameron, you should consider getting a raptor shield for your dog.
Wait, what? Tell me.
Phoebe Bottoms, one of our fellow Green Zoom cast members, she's got a small dog, and she got a raptor shield, which basically looks like a shin guard that clips to the back of the dog so that a hawk won't come down and scoop him up. That dog is so cute.
I should get that. I'm serious. I will.
Yeah, especially if you're in a wooded area. I don't know where you're staying right now.
Yeah, looking at the trees behind you, I'm trying to determine what neighborhood you're in, but I don't know.
You're up in the mountains?
I live right at the base of the Angeles National Forest.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Oh, I love it up there.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That's so cool. So
you might need a raptor shield. You can see the ocean from up there.
You can see the whole of everything in the city, which is pretty cool. But also, it's just really quiet, and there's trees and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm in a different zone. I've never thought it would be interesting to not live in the exact center of the city until this year. So.
Yeah, right.
I feel you. We moved to Glendale.
Beautiful.
You moved to the center of the universe. That's the exact opposite of what Cameron did.
No,
you're near the Americana.
I used to live at like Hollywood and Vine. This is the country.
Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is true.
This is quaint as fuck. We have a fucking lemon tree.
Also, I saw your window opens like this. That's how you know you're in a cute place.
Mm-hmm.
Quaint.
So true. Oh, there's no vertical blinds there.
See what I'm saying? Look at that.
That's Charm City,
window.
Baby.
You saw that weird noise back there, James? Is that gone?
No, I think it was the neighbor's heater, so we haven't heard it in a while. But it'll be back. But wait, I couldn't. My girlfriend's out of town, so I'm kind of going insane in the new place. Surprised I haven't just gotten 5 dogs in the last week. But
it's not just nice to have a little James time.
No, I've had enough. No one likes it. No one likes that much James, including him mostly. But I couldn't sleep the other night, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on outside?" And there were 3 fire trucks lined up to like literally my next door neighbor, just taking an old lady who was alive out of her house. But anytime there's anything going on this little street in Glendale, they bring out 4 fire trucks. And it's terrifying.
That's too much space.
No, I was gonna say, I think it's like, so there was a couple months ago, there was an armed robbery in the middle of the day, and the people were home.
Oh, scary.
And so it was like super scary thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard something I've never heard before, which is that, so like, there are some nice houses around here, like not like, it's the kind of place where I think the police are doing a different thing than they would in other neighborhoods.
Sure.
By far.
Yeah.
I'm tracking this.
And
I'm
I had
tracking where
never
you're going.
seen.
No, they love to protect property.
Yes, exactly. I had never seen or heard this, but there was a helicopter that was circling, and it was also saying out of the helicopter, like a helicopter loudspeaker, the police were saying, "Come out of the house. We have a canine unit, and we will send them in." But that was being said as the helicopter was circling. Like, I mean, I just was like, in my house being like, what the actual fuck is going on?
Wild.
I love that. I mean, I hate
wild.
that, but I love it too. Like, we're going to send in dog Paw Patrol.
Exactly.
If you don't exit right now.
Right. If this was Florence Avenue, we would have just shot the house full of bullets. But
we've given all the dogs are wearing bomb vests, and we will send them in and blow them up with you inside. Is that too dark?
They've got teeth pads on. They won't. They're not going to get rid of these dogs. They're very expensive to train, Greg. You got to be very careful with these things.
You're just going to send dogs into an armed robbery? That sounds dangerous.
I agree. Send in the cops unarmed.
To helicopter threaten people is a whole
I know I just jumped in, but are you guys talking about McGruff?
Yes.
The crime dog?
I'm friends with McGruff. Even though I don't really support, ACAB, even the dog ones, but still.
McGruff played by his own rules, and he wouldn't read Miranda rights. He was not an up and up cop, if you ask me.
Yeah.
He was a detective. He's more of a spokesman.
Yeah.
I've seen everybody here on the internet, but it is fun to see you moving and just see how completely fucking insane everybody's hair looks. Like, it feels different when it's like live and moving.
You don't like my later George Carlin?
So much heat. It's amazing. Each individual person is accomplishing so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Everyone's doing great. Chris is maybe doing the most volume.
Yeah.
That really was impactful.
Oh wow.
I didn't know he was a close personal friend, Greg. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Looks like an MCAB, huh?
I knew it was a good idea bringing him up.
Thanks, Chris. You felt it.
I mean, you guys gave me no credit for that, but then it did bring that photo to light, which is...
What?
Bandana? What's going on right here?
I just got done golfing. I'm sorry I'm late. A series of events happened, but Cameron, I mean, my hair, I'm a crazy person.
What was here? It looked like a pair of Doc Brown glasses. Like I just was. What was it?
Yeah, where I'm going, I don't need roads. Yeah, it was. Actually, it's funny you say that because I realized I lost my sunglasses. But yeah,
it's like a headband.
Yeah, it's a cool headband. It's a big hit.
Were you really golfing?
Yeah, that's all I've been doing.
I like the headband with the hair. It's very 70s tennis player vibes, which I dig.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to dress like a golfer. Gross. So I just Googled Andre Agassi hair, and these headbands came up, and I ordered a series of them.
I got to get one of these. These are great.
Yeah, Murray. It's great because they're Velcro, and you can just slide them on and then tuck. And I can see how they'd help with tennis, which we've been meaning to play, right, Greg?
I would love to play some tennis. I have great ankles for it.
Greg's a childhood tennis prodigy, and
I can fire in a serve every like fourth or fifth. I mean, real heat coming at you.
Yeah.
When's the last time you played?
3 months ago. I played Barry Rothbart, a friend of the Zoom, and we played like a full 6 games, and he smoked me every time except for one, and he was furious. So we haven't played since then.
Really?
He gave him something to think about.
I couldn't even enjoy beating him once. You heard it here first. Hot gossip. Bye, Paul.
Sorry.
He's just deleting his contact from his phone.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm not canceling my my tennis match with Barry Rothbard. I'm too good, and I don't want to deal. I don't want to have any more bad blood with any more comedians. I'm turning a new leaf.
I'm sick of my raw talent ruining friendships.
Yeah.
Oh, too much heat.
You guys have a lot of enemies? List your enemies.
Actually, that's what part of the show is. We all take turns listing our enemies, and you're the guest this week, and you can go ahead and go name.
I go last. Guest goes last.
No,
Paul Provenza. He tried to sue us for the name of the show. We had to change the name, so he's our number one enemy.
I forgot about that.
He did.
Week 4 of quarantine, we're getting cease and desist messages.
He's
Paul
the only
Provenza's
enemy
lawyer.
of the show.
I don't remember what it was called before.
His show was called The Green Room. Our show was originally called The Green Room, and they were like, "You can't call it that." And then now we're The Green Zoom.
Yeah.
And let me just say that Sean Green, my good friend and Comedy Garage co-founder, literally had a podcast called In the Green Room. His last name's Green, so of course it would be. He had it for years before that other one came out, and he was like, "What am I supposed to?" He had to let it go.
He was told he got a cease and desist.
I don't think he got a cease and desist, but it was sort of like crowded out. The searches. Hey, don't feel bad for Sean. He started this.
I also like how and I'm guilty of it too, referring to as a tweet as a cease and desist.
Yeah. His lawyer didn't even DM us. He just open tweeted at us.
Tweets have started and ended wars at this point. We have to recognize them as the gospel they are.
It was the Green
TikTok,
Spring.
That's fake.
Speaking of theft, and if you really want to know my enemies, in comedy, Cameron, I do not like the comedian Dimitri Martin, if you have to hear it.
Oh,
here we go.
Wow.
Well, now I have to go rip up all my easels.
Right. Yeah. He stole a bunch of newsprint from me. No, he took a couple jokes from me. It was a long time ago, but I emailed him about it, and I'm like, "Hey, I heard you have these 2 jokes. I just did them on Last Comic Standing. I would hate to think that someone thought I stole them from you," which is kind of passive aggressive, but that really was my fear because he was a more famous person.
Right.
Yep.
And he never responded. And then so months later, I was like, hey, did you get my email about those jokes? And he just emailed back in all caps, yes. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to mess up your forced full haircut the next time I see you. But I have seen him, and he's just nice and kind of meek. But I've heard that he's stolen jokes before. Should I not be talking about this?
I never trusted him, Chris. Can I say that?
I don't ever need to be friends with the forced quirkiness of Dimitri Martin. So the point is, and this was Cameron's question.
This is Cameron's question, but it's also a regular segment of the show, Cameron, so you're coming up.
No one here is going to say, oh my God, but I'm such good friends with him. How dare you?
No, you can really clock that with some of these characters. You go, well, no big deal. No one likes it. No big deal.
Well, I shouldn't have brought it up.
I'm glad you did.
Well,
I love,
I feel like the honesty was refreshing.
Yeah. I should have just brought out my my Desert Storm deck of cards. Those were my
of comics faces.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Some of them are crossed out already.
Yeah. I didn't even know this. Apparently, I don't like Brian Posehn.
He's a monster.
He is a monster of rock.
Okay, James. I'll host this part, Paul.
I love everybody.
James, who do you have beef with?
I love every comic.
Come on, say it. That's a lie.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm jealous of Chris's career. I don't want to. I need work. I love everybody.
Am I the only one that's going to say someone's name and now I'm hung out to dry?
I'm trying to think.
There's someone who's comedy adjacent that wish they were dead on a
who would I like? How about
basis.
How about this category? Who would we like to have beef with? Paul.
Oh, for God's sake! You guys hung me out to dry.
No, I'll name somebody. Who do I have beef with? I don't know. Nobody.
Joe Piscopo.
Oh, me and Piscopo.
Back. I just had to shut my door because I was yelling. My neighbors.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't do it.
It's gonna happen. It's really exciting, actually.
I've moved too far beyond beefs anymore. I don't feel like I can be mad at anybody after the pandemic. If you're still doing stand-up, then fine. No big deal. And moving on, I'm gonna do my own thing, right? I mean, after this, it's like, who cares? You didn't die through the plague. Go for it. You still want to do stand-up? Fine.
Yeah, I mean,
who cares?
Write a list of names in the chat.
Okay, yeah.
All right. I've got an exciting segment that I've
Can't believe you guys to bring that to me. You all know you did it to me.
I did. You left with that information. You wanted to get that out. This was just your opportunity.
I would have kept it to myself.
No, but if someone stole jokes from me, that's legit.
It's a forced haircut.
It is. It's a look. It's a choice.
This is taking a lot of commercial work away from me. I know it's not a good idea. He's probably nice.
Nah,
do you get a lot of commercial work?
Fake nice.
How much commercial work do you get, Chris?
I for a while was to where I'm like, oh, this is my little secret, but not anymore. No one wants trembling bush in a park, drifter, murderer to be in their commercial. But what about
also not a lesbian? That's another thing people don't want in their commercials, just to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It really narrows down what they are willing to advertise.
I don't know. You could be one of the progressive team. Dry delivery. Come on, think about it.
No. Look, next time there's like two women sort of near each other. It's like during the Super Bowl, and it's an ad that's like really trying to make a point. Everybody's hair is very soft. Yeah. Nobody uses product. Like even if it's a short haircut, it's like a lot of like bangs,
Yeah.
the side swipe.
Yeah,
And
maybe
if
a
they
pixie
do
cut.
if two women are sitting next to each other, they're separated by a bag of Tostitos or something. Yeah. Let's put the product in between these women. I don't know. It's just aesthetically because of the lighting.
Spread them out.
Yeah.
Cameron, we all get like the way they cast commercials is through the most clumsy character breakdowns that are hurtful to everybody. You only get called in for what are the offensive ways that they sort of tiptoe around.
That's a great.
Like we want to.
This is so good, yeah.
But
I will say, I actually, it's usually like something really disparaging about the person's body is something that I will say. And I also say I'm a pretty small person. Like I'm not, but I just, hey, I've got terrible body dysmorphia and I definitely don't know that. But I just mean I was sent like a character breakdown I actually refused to audition for this because every time the character was referred to, her body was compared to a truck.
Oh my God.
They were like, she Mack trucks into the room. She rumbles through the
That's hilarious.
I like that.
I mean, first of all, that's just good writing.
Yeah.
It's really visually lets you know what they're looking for.
Her teeth are disgusting. She looks like she smells. She's definitely a truck. She's falling apart. You can tell her knees are bad. It's like and also, by the way, it was
Think Large Marge from Pee Wee.
Seriously, and it was like 5 friends. It was like 5 friends, and then there was like, this is the queer one, but the other friends were all like, looks amazing for her age, slender, like clearly has had Botox, like a real yoga body, and then just the gay one was constantly a truck. It was so insane.
Gay women are trucks.
So insane.
Everyone knows this.
Gay women are trucks. Gay men are parade floats.
That's right.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
That's fucking crazy.
My friend was showing me a breakdown for a pregnant woman Peloton commercial, and there was like we're looking for a very fit pregnant woman who's really fit and really pregnant, and she was like, you can't even be fat and pregnant now.
Yeah.
We're looking for a ripped pregnant woman where you can see her abs, but she's clearly pregnant, but she's shredded.
Right. She has abs and an Audi.
It should be illegal to whatever you're advertising. It's not helpful. You're doing bad. You're harming people with these ads. Look, if you want to exercise through your pregnancy, I think that's great. But you should not be ripped. That's not right. That's a bridge too far.
You don't want a 6-pack.
Honestly, I blame the casting people. It's rarely the client. It's always the casting people. They say the most hurtful things. I just want to put the blame on the right people.
I have a casting story. Can I share it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm waiting. They're 2 hours late. I'm waiting with 100 people there. If I'm 2 hours late, I'm going to hear about it. Everyone's mad. They're 2 hours late.
Right.
I need to suck it up because that's my job. Anyway, they're 2 hours late, and they're taking like 3 people at a time to get close to the door. You're the group of 3 that's going to move close to the door, and then we're going to take all 3 of you into the door. And so so I'm waiting. The casting director comes out of the door to the woman who's corralling the people outside and holds up my printed kind of casting network thing with my picture and just doesn't look at me, goes to that woman, look at this guy, points at it and cackles laughing, and that woman is like, he's right there, and points at me, and then she goes she looks at me and she just closes the door and go back in there, and then moments later I'm in there and she says nothing about it, and I just do the audition, but she had which is the most offensive thing you can do is just point at someone and laugh
and then leave the room and close the door and be like, well, I erased that. Come into this new room.
I'm still traumatized.
That was such a good opportunity to walk in there and be like, "Hey, I think you know me."
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, it's me. You think I'm hysterical.
yeah.
Anyway,
I
that's my
did
story.
get singled out in a lineup. I was being cast in a deep West Hollywood casting studio for a hipster. And so when you get like the super slick West Side mentality, trying to determine what a hipster is, they're very unfriendly about. They don't get it. They don't like people that are. You guys hearing this dog over here?
Yeah, Pomeranian.
No.
Hold on.
Pomeranian next door.
Hold on.
Which is a show I'm casting for.
James Fritz, you're in charge.
Oh fuck. So what's everybody's favorite color?
Oh, you know what? I could do a casting story, but it's of a different color.
Ooh.
But it's fun.
Go for it.
I was I was auditioning for the movie Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, and I got very far, and I met with the director, and I auditioned for him, right? And then who got the part? It's our friend Alice Wetterland, but wearing a wig that was cut to look like my hair at the time.
Oh my God.
For sure that was not Alice's hair. And for sure, that is what my hair looked like when I met with the director. So
what?
I think that what was so nice about it was that the rejection was so specific.
That's terrible.
See what I get out of them when you're gone, Paul?
Was it when you had like more of an asymmetrical?
And I had the side mullet. They were like, we don't like. They were like, basically, they were like, we don't like
everything.
This. Like this is not good.
Yeah.
Like, this is great.
Yeah.
We really like your outline. The outline of
she's
you.
in the movie with that hair.
Oh my God! I never saw it. I have to go see that now.
Can you be a little less Mack truck?
You kind of drove into the room, didn't you?
I was so mad. That is like part of the reason that I got rid of that hair. Is I was like, you can have it. Like just
Hollywood. That's so crazy. That's so funny.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Alice,
I've never
did you
heard
guys
that.
talk
That's
about
amazing.
it?
I don't think we've ever talked about it. I mean, there's like, it's not.
So that's who you have beef with. See, Chris, everybody's doing it.
I'd like to welcome into the green Zoom our next guest, Alice Wetterland.
Yes, turn the women against each other when that wasn't what it was about.
Fight it out.
Wait, why did you make it about that?
Okay. You absolutely have to take that job. I'm glad she did.
What's the name of that movie? I have to watch this movie now. I'm not.
One day you're gonna have a really funny conversation with her about that. I bet.
Yes, I agree. Alice is awesome. I'm sure we will talk about it.
Yeah, she's the best. I like her a lot.
She is.
What's it? Zach and Mary make a porno. What is this movie?
Yeah,
Mike and Dave need
Adam Devine and Zac Efron, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And for a little while, Cameron Esposito.
Cameron's essence.
You know what? I got beef with that guy. Not Zac Efron, but the other guy.
Go off, King. Drives me crazy.
I'm just saying. I myself ran an outdoor performing in a garage comedy show for a lot of time. We pitched the show around and didn't get very far, and then they just made it with. And it was real disappointing, but so that's why I hate it.
Does he have to give like at least a third of each paycheck to Jack Black?
Is that who he does? I don't watch.
Come on.
I don't watch his work
because
he burned me out of a television show.
I still don't know who we're talking about. You guys gotta name names.
Adam Devine.
Adam Devine.
Oh yeah.
Dax Shepard.
Well, you know what is another thing that's very satisfying is I was on Conan one time and the other guest was Zac Efron, and this was like at the height of his Baywatch body when he was like on the cover of every magazine. He was looking so tight. You could see each of his blood vessels. You could see his heart. beating through his.
He was like
face,
a hot
like,
pregnant lady.
He was just
he was a forbidden fruit, that's for sure.
Exactly. He was so tight. But then he walked past. I actually saw him from a very close. I don't know if anybody here has ever seen him very up close or is personally friends with him, but I will say
legally I'm not allowed to get that close anymore.
I am definitely taller than him. So it was like, and I'm pretty small. What? So I didn't know that. And awesome. So I just want to say that when like seeing that body, that tight body, but then finding out that it was also so tiny, like it made it so much more endearing because it's just like this ripped tiny body.
Right. He could do damage, but still just a little bit.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like, remember that little kid that the child abuse made him a bodybuilder? That little bodybuilder?
Yes.
And he's just playing bongos in Venice Beach right now. But for a while, he would do the splits. They'd suspend his legs, and he's a little kid. He was like 11 or something. Yeah, he's exact size of Zac Efron.
Zac Efron has the best travel show of all time.
I like it. Yeah, I know.
It's so good because he is as dumb as anyone on every subject. And he goes into the world with the most open heart. And he really wants things to be good for people. It's like, sometimes you're like, oh, he's dumb. And then you're like, oh, I didn't know that either. I'm also dumb, but I'm pretty sure he's dumber than me. And oh man,
I came out of that. I watched a couple episodes and I liked him after that. But it's before I knew he was a miniature man. And therefore Cameron's enemy. Okay, that's the second person name.
Yeah, he's travel size.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute that he's tiny. I had no idea. It's always fun to find that out.
Yeah.
That's a really small little waist.
I saw Danny DeVito in person. Huge.
Oh no.
What?
He's
towered over you.
6'2". No. Could you imagine?
It's all lies, this Hollywood.
They filled him.
It'd be funny if Danny DeVito was just actually Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman in a trench coat. And
I did see Danny DeVito at like the Italian Street Festival in LA, like my second year. I was like, oh, that's just up the street. I didn't know there was an Italian street festival in LA, and it was like half a block, you know. But like Danny DeVito was there getting drunk. And
where's this Italian street festival?
It was the Festival of San Gennaro, I think they call it. It was in Hollywood.
No
for the feast.
Jimmy Kimmel is a big part. He's all over that festival.
Yeah, it was pretty small when I went there.
Really?
Like it was. I'd go every week if I knew I could see Double D.
Cutting loose? Are you kidding? In the flesh? Oh,
jeez, it was just so joyful to see him. It like just made me happy to be like, I live in the same world with this fucking guy who everyone loves and seems like a great man.
Definitely makes you feel like you're doing something right if you're in the same place as a Danny DeVito. You're like, well, I couldn't be doing anything better than this.
Right.
Danny's here, right? That's for sure.
Guys, I was pretty affected when for a little while there was Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman they were separated.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And it really bummed me out. For days. It made me think there's no hope for.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those couples. Like if George and Ira from Yo La Tengo broke up, I don't know what I would do with myself. They've written like 400 songs about being in love with each other.
And you were stuck alone. Oh, that'd be a tough one.
Who?
And you were stuck at home alone. You're not watching this French Bulldog right now, though?
No, the Zabi's gone. She's gone back to Tasha.
I hate this.
Yeah, you hate it.
This is why you can't dog sit, because then you develop a relationship with them, and you know the dog is just like Fievel Mousekowitzing it out there, just dreaming about you, looking at the moon.
Zabi loves me.
I know he does.
But yeah.
I'm going to bring up our final subject for this week. This is a good one. It's going to maybe reveal too much about all of our personal characters, but we're going to have to answer it anyway. Normally, this is a situation where you shouldn't get yourself into, but you had to. It was the right thing to do. You've taken hostages. You've taken a few hostages. You're in a public place, and you're negotiating what your terms are for the release of the hostages. You've listed all the most important things: the money, the helicopter. What's the last thing on your list of demands? James Fritz, what's the last thing on your hostage list of demands?
I always go with whatever comes to mind first, and it was I demand that some streaming service pick up Homicide: Life on the Streets for every episode of that show, because I'm so tired of no one knowing what I'm talking about. It's better than The Wire. It's the only good cop show ever made, and it's not. You can't find it anywhere. Can't find it anywhere.
Homicide: Life on the Streets. What network's that airing on?
It was an NBC show. No one watched it, but it won like Peabody Awards. So they kept it on for like 4 years. It kind of got crappy around season 5 and 6, but like Andre Braugher was the lead. It was the first thing he was ever on. R.I.P. Yaphet Kotto was the chief.
Oh yeah.
It was the best. I used to be obsessed with this show. I would tape every episode. They did a whole episode that was 3 people talking in one room. And it was like on network TV. They had like playwrights write and novelists write episodes and shit. It was great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Great to use your last moment to give a shout out to this show that's not on TV anymore, James. It's a good use of it's your time. Hey, it's your.
Wow. This is why I make it in the business. I champion long dead things that no one cares about.
Hey, you get to bring it back. Just eyes on the prize, rebooting. That's it's not about creating IP. It's about profiting off it. Greg Barris, what's the last thing on your list of demands?
I would make Dimitri Martin give a public apology on a live episode of one of the Tonight shows to Chris Fairbanks.
It's written out on the thing.
It makes me, I walk myself out on a limb, and I've just been standing there, and I think everyone was going to let me be there, and thank you.
You got it. I mean, hey, you know what? I have beef with him now too, so I got nothing to lose here.
Got your back on this one.
He crossed us.
I don't think he's not prolific. I think he comes up with his make-em-ups and word play all the time. But then additionally, I think that he's not afraid to pilfer. That's all.
Yeah.
Imagine how much stuff you'd have if you just did bumbershoot with someone and decided to take his stuff.
For example,
my dad called me and said, "Hey, I saw the first joke. I thought maybe it was just by chance, and then I saw another one. So I'm letting you know there's some guy on Comedy Central." It was my own father that let me know. So now do you guys believe?
Now it's personal.
Yes.
Now made my dad get involved.
I think your dad is too familiar with your material.
No,
I don't. That's
my father's never seen a set.
My dad is
go to the grave with that
your material. My dad is a fan of comedy, and he knows.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he could come up with a joke each of us has told.
Aww.
Wow.
He likes comedy.
It's truly stunning.
It is.
Chris, what's going to be the last item on your list of demands?
I'll still get a helicopter, but I'm going to make it specific that it's a news helicopter. I'm going to say land on the roof. I need to give an exclusive interview. There's not going to be a cop in there. There's just going to be a camera guy and a news person. I don't even need a weapon to commandeer that helicopter. I just realized I don't know how to fly a helicopter. I'm going to keep their pilot. Everyone asks for a helicopter, and they're going to have time to put whoever they want in the helicopter. But if you ask for a news team, you can then take that helicopter. That's all.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
That is genius.
Why don't you just get just a pilot, and then the camera's running and it's already plugged in, and you just have to push go.
I don't want to do the actual interview. I want the helicopter. I've got to get out of there.
Oh, you got to put your face out there, though. I mean,
see.
This is good prime time.
No, before the helicopter gets there, I'm putting on. Greg gave me a mustache. I'm going to put that on. I just came to sweep the chimney.
The helicopter.
Yeah, and then I get in it. Are
I
you a
like that.
journalist? And then I go. You tell them.
I think
then
the
if it
last
goes-
thing on my list would be actually a grocery list. I would give them just a very, with some real recipes in mind, and I would make sure that everything was there. You forgot the bay leaves? It's off.
I'd like to change my answer. My last wish would be for Maggie Maye to show up.
Hey, Maggie!
Yeah, right now.
Maggie!
What?
Ah!
It
I've
happened.
been here.
Timing's am-
I
the
just had my
timing is
camera
amazing.
off and my mic off too.
Did you hear all the stuff earlier about Dimitri Martin?
Making a point, I really wanted to give y'all the floor, so I muted myself.
Yeah.
That's big of you. Thank you.
I wish you'd jumped in earlier.
Yeah, I really missed you.
We all shared what comedian beef we have, so we all name names. It's
No,
pretty obvious,
only
all
I
of
did.
us. It's the people you
Only
know,
I
but
did. They were all too scared. Maggie, who's your beef with?
Okay, my beef is with, first of all, Orville Redenbacher, because who does he think he is? That isn't even the most buttery popcorn on the market. We have beef. Second beef affiliate is, let's see, who else? You know what? I'll say it right now. I have beef with, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to come up with someone I have beef with, and I'm going to call them out live tonight.
Yeah.
Watch.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm
This
going
is
to
exciting.
tune in. This is an exclusive.
I can't wait
We
to hear
got,
this.
we got a new beef drop.
In 2
Yeah,
minutes.
this is
Yeah.
going to be
Sounds-
huge.
we got a
I
hot
mean-
beef drop.
Never mind.
Cameron, what's going to be the last
Absolutely.
item on your list of demands?
This is a bit of a curveball, but it's really what came into my heart first. And I'm going to go with, that's what James instructed us to do when he spoke, was to what's the first thing you're thinking of? And the first thing I thought of was that I would like to have an Italian beef sandwich, but followed up with the second thing I thought was I would like Caitlyn Jenner to be unable to run for a political office. And I think we could combine those so that Caitlyn Jenner delivers me an Italian beef sandwich and that somehow makes her unable to run for political office.
Yeah, no one running for politics is allowed to deliver a terrorist a beef sandwich.
That's gotta be true.
That's got to be true.
And we need a break. You know what I'm saying? We need
Yeah.
a break. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want this in California right now. Like,
Good.
come on. We just
Yeah.
deserve a break. We deserve a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing that for all of us. The Italian beef sandwich is actually just for me.
I might write in Italian beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've certainly got me thinking about Italian beef sandwiches now. That happened. So that's
Wow,
definitely a
I'm
good
starting to
last
think
item.
that Cameron works for Big Italian Beef Sandwich.
God, I'm starving.
Guys,
Maggie
I really
Maye.
have to. Oh yeah, Maggie,
Oh.
are you gonna do your last thing?
Hey, Cameron. Yeah. So my beef person is, I have beef with Richard Blaze for Food Network. We have beef, him and I now. So I'm gonna eat out a little bit with beef. Tell him to cook. Can I cook? Not really, but I feel like I have heart, and he seems like he'd be a fun person to have beef with. And then we'll have a cook-off, and I'll get to eat his food, and he'll have to eat whatever I microwaved.
Maggie,
Genius.
the saying "have beef" doesn't mean you actually eat beef with someone.
He'd make
That
a
is what
killer-
made me think of Italian beef for sure.
Yeah.
These beef-based answers are a cop-out. I
Well,
want
I would-
the name.
No, there's
I-
underlying defense.
I would have
Start
the
off
helicopter drop me in an Arby's.
And this is a good point. This is
That
a
one
good
would-
time for me to say I would share a sandwich with Dimitri Martin.
Okay, so it's not that bad
It's
of
not
a
much
beef.
of a beef.
I have beef with him, but I will share I'll share a beef.
I will break beef with Dimitri Martin.
We're gonna try to make that happen on this show. I want to
Breaking
see
beef
this
with Dimitri.
resolved.
I do want to make clear there's underlying beef. Like we will go back and forth for a minute, and then we'll switch the beef over beef.
You'll argue about the beef and then share the beef.
I think this is a great idea for a show. It's called Breaking Beef, and you bring someone you have beef on. You both, while you're discussing your beef, you're making a beautiful beef sandwich, and then when you finally hash out the beef, you eat beef.
It's the best part of Breaking Beef, the show, is everyone realizing as they watch it, it's not a show about farting. Right?
Well, look, guys, I gotta go to do. I really have to go. I have to go write something. Like I have to actually. I can't believe it, but this is actually true. I have to. I have to go write this.
That's a classic. That's a classic reason to leave a show a little bit early. I gotta go do some writing. Honestly,
wait, how long?
I feel like I'm at a.
Wait,
no, we're wrapping up.
We're at the end.
We're wrapping up right now, Cameron.
This is my fart joke.
Cameron Esposito, thank you for joining us in the Green Zoom. We love you.
Good to
great
see
to
you,
have
Cam.
you. So great to
Oh,
see your
good to
face.
see you, Cameron.
Miss you, buddy.
Yeah, it's so good to see everybody, and I feel upset because I didn't get to make a breaking beef joke. I was gonna. It was this whole thing.
I was like
I was trying to pimp that out.
Hero. Yeah. Like I wanted to tie that together, but it just wasn't the right thing.
No.
And so I'll just say that I meant to do that, and I hope you all have a great rest of the show.
Yeah.
I can see it now, Cameron. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
I really ruined everything.
Well, that was a power move, so now me and Cam have beef. This is how it starts.
I just realized breaking beef is not a phrase for farting. I shouldn't have even said that.
I think it's got to be now, though. Breaking beef makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's the reason Cameron left.
Going to write.
It's one of those things that wasn't a. Well, there's that.
This show's over, right? I can say these things.
Before we wrap up the show, Maggie, why don't you give us what's the final list? What's the final line item on your list of demands to release the hostages?
Maggie?
I thought you were talking to James.
No, I was talking to you, Maggie.
Oh, my bad.
Everyone else has answered. You're our last one. This is
a
our
very
last,
pregnant
our last
pause.
I know.
So the
I
final
love
line item in order to get some hostages released, the final thing that's on my rider.
Yeah, what is it exactly? Your liberation rider.
Do they have to be real things, or can I like ask for a
What'd you say? You broke up for a second.
I love the suspense of this bit.
So like that in and you can just leave.
You cut out for a second. What was your answer?
We couldn't hear you.
A cloak of invisibility.
Oh.
So wait, am I the criminal in this situation, or?
Yeah.
I don't like these kind of labels. You might be a champion for justice, and maybe it's the world that's
okay.
insane.
Okay, so if I'm a champion of justice, I for sure want an invisibility cloak.
That's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So I can put it on and just get some justice going wherever I go.
Yeah, get your justice on.
When you feel like it, not all the time. Only when you really want to break some justice down.
Or when you want to hide from, like, you don't want to go.
I want to hide from bad people.
Yeah, maybe I need some me time. I'm gonna be invisible for a second.
Justice is hiding from bad, or not being able to be seen by bad people.
That's helpful. Maggie, how was your other show?
It was a lot of fun. It started a little bit late because there was, I think, some server somewhere crashed. Weren't able to get. It was interesting, but then it was a lot of fun. It was a delay, and so like I bombed and did a good job at this time. You'd say it at the time, they wouldn't laugh, and then like a couple seconds later they would laugh, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, there was a delay? You cut out for a second. Sorry. Did you say there was a delay?
Yeah.
What was the show?
Yeah.
James, like, who books it?
May the 4th.
I'll get it next year.
Spectacular. Comedy News Spectacular.
That's fun.
Start doing just random shows once a year.
Yeah. Give me that. I would love, I mean, to get booked on the Star Wars show, you got to have some Star Wars credentials.
Yeah,
Maggie, I didn't know you were bona fide like that with the Star Wars chick.
I'm a Trekkie.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I talked a little bit about Star Wars and I like threw in like references and stuff with the jokes I was doing. It was like loosely based. Plus, you know, it's a nice palate cleanser so that everyone's not talking about damn Rilo Can or whoever.
Yeah, we never needed to see a character on Star Wars with his shirt off until Kylo Ren came around, and then they really over sexualized the whole thing. It was
it's
perverse.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Calling him,
Okay, no
Did
wonder
you
my
say
Google
Kilo?
search did not bring anything up.
You get that, Jake?
Rilo Kiley? Yeah, they rock.
Yeah, they
There's
rock.
a song with Rilo Ken. I was like, why do I keep getting this dude with glasses? This is not Star Wars.
Well, who's that one? I haven't watched any.
Spaceballs.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my.
Oh my God.
God, when I was 7, that was the funniest thing on the planet.
I felt the same way, so I was excited to show it to my kids. They're about the same age, and then I forgot like about the whole asshole scene where everybody's just calling each other assholes, and then that's actually been the beginning of us calling people assholes here and again.
Hell yeah.
I guess it was a nice way to ease into it.
An education movie.
That's
Like, you
annoying.
didn't have to
Are
teach
you the
them
one that punched Rick Moranis in the streets, Paul, because you were mad about that?
King of beef.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
You're an asshole.
That's a.
Was that during lockdown?
Yeah. It's one of
People are weird.
Yeah.
He does look like the kind of guy that you could just crumple into a pile of dirty laundry with not much of a hit. So, but he's so old. Hitting an old person is dangerous. You're going to end up going to jail for manslaughter. I would never hit an old person.
Yeah.
I think the person that hit him, do you think they knew who he was? I think it was just a random punching.
Someone actually punched Rick Moranis?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Looking it up.
He was assaulted. Greg's hitting Snopes.
You're about to see graphic video of Rick Moranis getting fucked up.
Canadian American sweetheart Rick Moranis sucker punched. I mean, he left
acting?
show business to raise his children when his wife passed away. There's no one that deserves to be punched in the face less than Rick Moranis.
Didn't he quit acting for a long time?
Yeah.
Yes.
An asshole.
His wife died.
From the spotlight to grieve.
Look,
did they say why it was? Was he like, this is for shrinking them kids?
Yeah.
I was a small kid.
Them kids.
And New York's like,
No,
get
not
him.
eating my beef.
Yeah. Why'd you never feed that giant fly trap?
Probably some fucking dude mad about the all-lady Ghostbusters.
Yeah. You should have come back.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us here in the Green Zoom. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining us, and thanks Cameron Esposito. Check her out; she's got a great podcast, Query. Check that. Subscribe. I'm sure you'll love it. We love you. We'll see you next week here in the Green Zone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.